Well, you guys already know I love so many foundations from the drugstore, but this for the price, I can't believe the quality that you get for the price that you pay for it. It is insane to me. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a full face using the best, most affordable makeup. Most of these are from the drugstore. There's a couple dollar store makeup items. Now, this does not mean that this is the most affordable things that you can possibly find at the drugstore. I just really wanted to do a full face of all the products that I absolutely love at the lowest price point possible. So hopefully that makes sense. I just felt like it would be fun if I created a full face using these types of products, because if you were to run out of a specific thing in your makeup collection and you wanted to go repurchase something, I feel like this will be a good guide as far as the best makeup that you can find, but at the best price possible. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I already did my brows off camera. I used the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim Pencil. This is my personal favorite brow pencil at the drugstore. I know there are some more affordable ones, especially from e.l.f. I'm personally not very familiar with the e.l.f. brow pencil, so I wanted to use this one because this is tried and true for me. I love it. I use this shade medium brown. And this retails for around $6.94 at Walmart. That's where I got a lot of these prices from, and that's where I usually shop for my drugstore makeup, because Walmart typically has the best prices when it comes to the drugstore aisles. So that's kind of what I'm referencing when I tell you guys what the price is. So yeah, we've got the brows on. We're gonna go ahead and do the eyes first. I'm gonna be prepping the eyelid with the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This concealer is only $6 and it is very high coverage, it's very long lasting. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dot a bit of this on the eyelid. And this shade is Light Sand. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out with a concealer brush first. And then I'm gonna press that into the eyelid with my sponge. I'm just gonna go ahead and set that with some translucent powder. This is the translucent powder that I'm gonna be using later all over the face, so I will let you know what it is in just a minute. Okay, for eyeshadow, I immediately thought of Profusion. Profusion is sold at Walmart, and I've also seen it in Target before. These are their amazing big eyeshadow palettes. These retail for $10. They also have smaller ones, but when it came to thinking about like a palette where you get the most bang for your buck, I definitely immediately thought of this because I just love these palettes so much. They're such great quality. You get tons of shades in here. I have two palettes, one of which I've used before. This is called the Mirage Palette, and then there's also Sun-Kissed. I'm wanting to do like a pretty solid fall look because these are like the last weeks of fall, you guys. It's already snowed where I live, okay? So we're moving into winter, and I really feel like I need to do like an actual fall makeup look. So I feel like I'm still gonna use the Mirage palette. I feel like the Sun-Kissed palette, even though it says Sun-Kissed, I almost feel like this would be a great palette for winter. So I'll probably use this in an upcoming like winter makeup tutorial in a few weeks. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the Mirage palette. Here's what it looks like up close. I honestly can't believe that this is $10. Every single time I use it, I lose my mind over the price. It's just wild. These are definitely some of my very favorite affordable palettes. I'm gonna start off with this shade right here called Chai, and I'm just going to use this to start to shape out the eye. So I'm going to apply it in the crease and then a little bit above as our transition shade. I've only done like a couple fall makeup looks, and I haven't done like a classic cranberry eye, so that's what I think I'm gonna do today. Oh my gosh, are you guys dying over how much makeup is launching this week? Oh my gosh. Okay, there's already been like a lot of makeup that's been launching recently, but it feels like everyone is launching this week. Like we have Tati who's launching her beauty line, which I don't know about you guys, but I'm so excited about that palette. It's just so wearable, and the glitters in there. Oh, you already know I'm most excited about that. And then Patrick Ta is launching more things. He's launching blushes, which you guys, I'm obsessed with blushes. And then I just saw Huda Beauty is launching another full-on palette. I like can't keep up, and I'm already freaking out because like makeup launches all the time. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what color I'm using next and I'll keep talking. I'm gonna take this shade right here. This is called Desert. But anyways, like it's not a new thing that there's tons of makeup out there. I feel like so many brands are always launching no matter what time of year it is. And usually I'm really good at sorting things out in my mind as far as what I really like and what I'm gonna pass on. And I feel like the past couple months, even though there's been a lot of new launches, there's been a lot of things that I've been like, no, I don't really need that, so I'll just pass on it. That is not the story these days though. I see everything that's launching and I truly want all of it, and it's like kind of overwhelming to be honest. Oh, I don't know. Do you guys feel the same? And if you do, Can you tell me what you're most excited about? Like, I want to know which launches you are for sure going to pick up, or if you're going to pick up any right now. Maybe you're not interested in any of them as much as I am, but I just kind of want to know what your thoughts are. Okay, this eyeshadow, when I'm applying it, is definitely much more red than cranberry, but that's okay. We will layer it up with something a little bit more deep because I don't want anything too bright like that. Let's go ahead and layer up this one on top. This is called Canyon. It seems like it's a little bit more of like a brown, but there's definitely some red in there. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that right on top just to try to tone down the bright, bright red. I'm definitely not as worried about the edges here since we're doing our eyes first. If shadow gets a little bit lower than what I want, that is a-okay. I'm just gonna clean it up in a minute anyway. That rhymed. All right, you know what? I kind of want to take this peach shade right here. This is called Dune. I really like this one. And I'm going to take this on a fluffier brush. I'm kind of doing things backwards. I'm going to start to buff that on the top, kind of in the transition area. And I'm hoping that this will help blend the red tones into the skin a little bit better. Normally I do a transition shade beforehand, but you know, in cases like this where it's too late, you know, you've already applied another shadow, it's not too late because you can always add something a bit lighter along the edges and it's going to have the same effect. Should we do like a full-on glam cut crease situation? Maybe we should just go all out today because, you know, it's fall and I truly do feel like you can get away with a lot more makeup in the fall. I don't know why that is, but I definitely wear more makeup in the fall. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take some concealer. We're gonna go back into the e.l.f. concealer, and I think I am gonna do a cut crease. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna take a bit of this on the back of my hand. It's been a while since I've done like a proper cut crease with concealer and everything, but today's the day, I guess. I'm just gonna go ahead and start to apply this on the lid, and if I remember right, you're supposed to kind of like put it on and then open your eyes, and then you can see exactly where your crease is, which is nice and helpful. I can't really multitask while I'm doing this, so I haven't really been talking, but I'm just kind of trying to carve this out. And I'm actually going to do one eye at a time. Ooh, I think I want to use this. I'm going to start off with this shade right here. This is called Danger, and I just like it. I like the cranberry undertone. I'm going to apply this on the outside first, because I might use something a bit lighter toward the inner portion of the lid, but this will be good to blend in the matte shadows on the edge into this shimmery moment over here. So I'm just starting off with a bit of that, and I'm really pressing it into the concealer so that it's really nice and foiled and pigmented. Okay, I really like that. Let's go into... Okay, yeah, I think I want to go into... Ooh, do I? I'm thinking out loud right now. Yeah, I think I want to use this one right here. This is called Exotic. And I'm going to take that on a smaller brush. I'm really loading up the brush for this. And I'm going to start to build this up on the inner portion of the lid, layering it right on top of the edge of that first shade we applied. Okay, I think that's really pretty. I think I need something a bit lighter. So I'm going to dip into this shade right here called Flirty. And I'm taking this on a bit more of a precise brush. And this is the one that I'm going to use to really carve out the edge. I'm actually going up along the top edge till about halfway up on the eyelid, but then I'm filling it in this inner corner here, blending it into those existing shadows. Yeah, I think that's nice. Love it. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. Well, if you know me, you know that I love glitters. So I think I'm gonna take a bit of this one right here. This is called OMG. And I'm just gonna take a bit of that on my finger, and I'm actually just gonna press that in the center of the eyelid. You could totally skip this step if you do not like glitters or if you want to keep it more of like a daytime look. I personally wear glitters in the daytime, so I just really like how this amps up any look. Okay, I think that's where I want to keep the eye look. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a makeup wipe, and I'm going to clean up the edges with this. And after I use the makeup wipe, I like to take my finger and just press the edge down just so that it's not too intense or too harsh. I do like that shape though. So I want to make sure that we have a nice like angled shape for this look, but I don't want it to be too harsh. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascara. I love this mascara from Believe Beauty. This is from the dollar store actually. It retails for $4.50. You really can't beat that, and I just love how buildable it is. It works really well for everyday looks, but if you spend some time building it up, it can also work well for more glam looks like this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this to just the top lashes. I'm gonna do probably 3 coats on the top lashes. Okay, so that is 3 coats of mascara. I love this mascara. And I don't think I mentioned, but this is exclusive to Dollar General. So if you're looking for it, go to your nearest Dollar General. This is specifically the Voluminize mascara. So it's the purple tube, which I really love. I got a little bit of mascara on the eyelid, but we're just gonna move on and clean that up later. All right, let's move on to complexion. For primer, I have a couple actually. I wanted to share a more hydrating primer with you guys for those of you who have drier skin, and then also a pore filling primer. So the hydrating primer that I love from the drugstore is this one right here. This is the Maybelline Master Prime Hydrate and Smooth Primer. At Walmart, this retails for around $7.98, so probably not the cheapest primer you can find. But again, that's not what this video is necessarily all about. I just want to show you guys like the most affordable, top-notch stuff, you know? And this for sure is one of those things. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this all over the skin. I love how it feels. It feels like a really nice, rich moisturizer, but there's also a bit of a smoothing element to it, which is why it's called Hydrate and Smooth. I love this. To fill in pores, I'm so in love with this. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This retails for $8. So definitely one of e.l.f.'s more expensive items, but again, this literally is better than so many of my high-end pore filling primers. So I just love it. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this in the T-zone where I have larger pores. And you don't need that much of this, so this is gonna last me like a lifetime. For foundation, this is hands down the best affordable foundation. Well, you guys already know I love so many foundations from the drugstore, but this for the price, I can't believe the quality that you get for the price that you pay for it. It is insane to me. This is from Believe Beauty, so again, this is a Dollar General item, but it is so worth it. This is only $5, and you get a glass bottle with a pump and the most incredible foundation. I love this formula. I'm not joking. Like, it's as good as, if not better than, so many of my very favorite high-end foundations. And I wear it for special occasions because it just wears well on my skin. I'm so in love with this. It's insane. I'm obsessed with this foundation. So I'm just going to take about 1.5 pumps on the back of my hand, and I'm going to start to distribute that all over the skin. It's buildable, and you do get really good coverage, which is something that I always look for in a foundation. Since we're doing something a little bit more bold on the eyes, I'm doing a little more coverage than what I would normally do for like an everyday kind of situation. Oh, by the way, my perfect shade is Nude. I'm just going to kind of spread this out all over the skin with a brush first, and then I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to take what's left on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to go ahead and press this into the skin with the sponge. I just love this foundation, and I love how it looks once I press it into the skin with a sponge. It's so good. I love the finish of it. It wears beautifully. All right, we're going to go ahead and take the e.l.f. concealer again. This is light beige and light sand. I'm going to mix the two actually because one of them is a little bit too light. Well, actually it'd be fine, but I'm just going to mix them because I don't want it to be too insanely light in the T-zone. So we're going to do light sand first, and then I'm going to take light beige, which is a bit deeper and a bit more yellow. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out with the same sponge. Everything is looking so good and so flawless. I love it. All right, for powder all over the face, this is an amazing powder, and let's see, it retails for around $5.99 full price. I swear to you, I got it for cheaper at Walmart. That's the thing with these drugstore products, is like the prices range depending on the retailer and also depending on who's running a sale. But yeah, you get a ton of powder in here for around $6 or less. And I love this powder. I think it's beautiful. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set the under eye area first with a smaller brush. I think this powder comes in a couple of shades, and I just use the shade Translucent. It has a very similar tone to the Laura Mercier setting powder. I'm just gonna take that same powder and dust it all over the rest of the face. So yeah, in my opinion, it's not a completely translucent powder. There's a bit of color to it, just like the Laura Mercier powder if you're familiar with that one. But I absolutely love this formula. How do you guys feel about Halloween? Are you excited about Halloween? If so, are you dressing up? And if so, who are you dressing up as? I'm kind of funny because I like the pretty makeup aspect of Halloween. Like, I would be the one in my family growing up who would do pretty face painting or do my sister's makeup if they were dressing up as like a fairy or something like that. I'm not really into the gory side of Halloween or the scary side of Halloween. I don't like scary movies at all. So for me, you know, Halloween, like the dark side of Halloween is not my favorite, but I like the harvesty side, like the cute, you know, babies dressed up as pumpkins vibe, you know? I'm into that, but I'm not really into the spooky things when it comes to Halloween. Are you guys? I know some people like are obsessed with scary movies and things. I've just never been like that. But yeah, I want to know if you guys are dressing up. So leave a comment letting me know what you are being this year. I was gonna do the face, but let's actually move back to eyes. I'm gonna go back into the Mirage Palette, and I'm first gonna dip into this shade right here, and I'm just gonna start to buff that out in the center of the lower lash line. Okay, then I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is really pretty. It's like a pink gold duochrome. Again, the shade is called Flirty. And I'm going to be taking Flirty in the inner corner, and I'm going to be dragging it on top of that first shade we just applied. And then I'm going to take a bit of that deeper red shimmer, this one right here, and this is called Danger. And I'm taking that on like the outer portion of the eye, on the lower lash line. And then I'm going to be taking the peachy shade. Whoa, I'm dropping this. Oh dear. I just dug my finger into the glitter. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to be taking this peachy shade right here. Again, this is called Dune. And then taking that on a bit of a fluffier brush, I'm going to tap off the extra. And I'm going to actually run this along the lower lash line right underneath where we just applied those shades. So again, I'm kind of doing the transition shade backwards again and using it to buff out those colors instead of applying it first and then applying the other colors on top. And I'm making sure to buff that into the existing shadows on the edge here. And then I'm taking the smaller powder brush that I used to set the under eye area, and I'm kind of just buffing that a little bit more. I don't want it to be too low. I like when the lower lash line comes down a bit further, but I don't want it to be too extreme. You know, I was gonna deepen up the lower lash line a bit more, but I actually like how it is. I'm gonna brighten up the waterline with this right here. This is an amazing product. This is the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlighter. And I was actually introduced to this by you guys when I tried out your Holy Grail makeup. And this, I have all the prices written down, which is why I'm looking down. This retails for around $2.69, which is crazy. But I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that in the waterline, just to really brighten things up. I feel like especially when you're wearing reds and oranges and you don't want your eyes to look red, it's really good to brighten up the waterline with something like this, because then I feel like it helps keep the look fresh, which is always a good thing. Should we do a golden inner corner? Is that wild? I might do it. This shade is really fun right here. This is called Zenith, and I just feel like it might be kind of fun to put a bit of this in the inner corner of the eye. So I'm just gonna lightly tap this first just to make sure I kind of like that. Ooh yeah, I like that. So I'm just gonna focus that right on the inner corner. I think that's cool. I love a good yellowy gold inner corner highlight. And again, since this is a fall makeup look, I really do feel like we can get away with a bit more on the eyes than normal. There's a bit of blank space right here that I'm just gonna fill with what's left on the brush. I'm not gonna drag this up like I normally do because I already feel like the cut crease kind of creates that shape. Okay, I really do like that. I feel like I want it to be a little bit brighter. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take this shade right here called Chatty. I'm just gonna take a bit of this and pop it right over top in the very center of the inner corner just to kind of lighten it up a little bit, but we still get the yellow undertone, you know? I'm into that. I'm also gonna take what's left on the brush and dust it right here underneath the brows, just to kind of clean up that area and to lift the brow. Okay, let's go ahead and pop on some mascara. Where is the mascara? Here it is. I'm just taking that same mascara from Believe Beauty, and I'm gonna do probably just one coat on the lower lashes, maybe two, but usually one coat does the trick. This mascara looks amazing on the lower lashes. I love it. That's so pretty. Okay, now we're gonna go move back into complexion. For bronzer, I wanted to use the Maybelline City Bronzer. There are so many drugstore bronzers that I absolutely love, but all of them are around $10 and even a little bit higher. This one is around $8 at Walmart, so again, not the most affordable that you can find probably, but for what you get, it's worth every penny. I use the shade Light 100, and this is just a perfect everyday kind of color. I believe this comes in 3 colors, so if you feel like this is too light for you, there are some other options. But this is just a good classic matte bronzer, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use this to warm up the complexion. I'm just gonna run a bit of it on the sides of the nose and a bit underneath the nose. And then of course I love to put it like in the hairline. It just helps it look way more natural. So I take the brush and I literally put half the brush in the hairline and half the brush on the skin here just to blend that in a little bit better. I'm gonna put a bit under the chin and of course along the jawline. Since I have a bit of a high neck shirt though, I don't really want to take that down too far because I hate when makeup gets on my turtlenecks. I'm also gonna bronze up the ears a little bit. I'm going to take the brush that we were using all over the face with the powder, and I'm just going to buff that over top of the bronzer just to make sure there's zero harsh lines. Okay, moving on to highlighter. I'm sure if you've been with me for a while, you probably could guess which highlighter I'm going to use in this tutorial. This, you guys, is incredible. It's one of my all-time favorite highlighters. It's from Essence. This retails for $4.49, so under $5, which is wild. And it's just the most beautiful, natural, amazing highlighter. So I'm just going to take this on a highlighter brush and I'm going to go ahead and build this up on the cheeks. I love to build it up in a C shape here, a little bit on the front of the cheeks. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Let's do a bit down the center of the nose, on the Cupid's bow. And I'm taking what's left and just kind of dusting it above the brow just lightly. Look at this. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. Okay, for blush, I love these blushes from Maybelline, and they retail for around $4.68 at Walmart. So I love how affordable these are, and you get so many different colors. They have tons of different colors in the range. This one is just my personal favorite. It's the Maybelline Fit Me blush in the shade Pink, which is a little bit bright for some people in fall, but I feel like it will work well with this makeup look. So I'm just going to smile and apply that to the apples of the cheeks, blending it over top both the bronzer and the highlighter to blend those. Okay, honestly, like, look at the skin, look at the eyes. It's seriously a passion of mine. I mean, all makeup is my passion, but I get especially excited when I find incredible makeup products that are so affordable, because it really is not about the price. Like, higher price does not always mean higher quality or better results. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off the foundation on the lips. Like, I understand how some products have to be priced at a higher price point depending on how expensive the ingredients are or whatever, but I just love to prove that just because something's from the drugstore does not mean you can't get amazing makeup looks with it, and it doesn't mean that the quality matches some higher priced products, you know? I'm loving this entire makeup look. I think it looks so good. Okay, next we're gonna do a lip liner. The lip liner that I chose is this one right here. This is the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner, and I have the shade London. This retails for $4, so a very good price for a lip liner. And I'm just gonna go ahead and line and fill in the lips with this. I love the formula of these. It's very similar to the MAC lip liners in my opinion. Oh my gosh, don't you love this color? I think it matches perfectly with the eye look as well. I love that sound. Okay, for lipstick, I'm obsessed with the Almay Lip Vibes lipsticks. And it's funny because like on Ulta.com, they retail for around $8, but every time I'm in my Walmart, they're around like $3.50 to $4. Sometimes around $5. Honestly, it just depends on your retailer. But this is definitely one of the most affordable bullet lipsticks. And again, for what you get, it is worth every penny. I love this. This one is in the shade Never Regret. It's been a go-to of mine for fall. And I'm just gonna go ahead and layer that right on top. I'm just taking my finger and pressing that into the lip liner to combine them. Okay, this is where I will normally go back to the brows just to make sure that they look the way I want them to. I'm just gonna touch them up a little bit, just using that same exact Maybelline pencil. Okay, and now we step back and assess the situation. We take what's left on our bronzer brush and just add a bit more to the forehead. I feel like I like the amount of highlighter we have. I might add a bit more blush just with what's left on the brush. Overall, I'm obsessed with this look though. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and set the face. I wanted to use this setting spray because it's amazing. This is from Crease. It's the Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. Now, this retails for around $8 at Ulta. So again, a little bit more toward the pricier side if you're thinking about all things affordable. But again, the quality is so incredible. So I knew I wanted to use this in today's tutorial. I'm gonna go ahead and spray the face. I'm gonna take my handy fan while I drop everything. And once it's almost dry, I'm just gonna take my sponge and press everything into the skin. And this will help get rid of any powdery finish. It's gonna help just mesh everything together. And it's gonna help it last all day, which is important. You guys, are you joking? This makeup look is so good, and I can't believe how affordable all these products are. All right, for brow gel, where is it? Okay, here we go. This is my current favorite drugstore brow gel. It's the NYX Bear With Me Brow Setter, and this retails for about $5.25 currently at Ulta. It's on sale at Ulta right now. I'm not sure if this is an Ulta exclusive or if they sell it at Walmart. But anyway, I really love this brow gel. It just gives gorgeous feathery brows, and I like to brush it through the brows first and just kind of get the general shape. And then I like to take my finger and kind of press it down, and that'll get rid of any extra product that's sitting on top, and it will also press the hairs down toward the skin, and it will help kind of create that feathery look. I'm gonna do the same thing on this brow. Okay, hopefully the mascara mark on my eye hasn't been bugging you too much. Let's see here. I'm gonna take my brow spoolie and try to etch that off a little bit. Okay, that seemed to work. Oh, last but not least, my friends, we've got to take my favorite powder. I love this. If you're somebody who gets oily throughout the day or you have a long day ahead of you, you need this in your life. This is from Rimmel. I've talked about it 1,000 times on my channel, but I'm going to talk about it again because I can't believe how affordable this is, and it's honestly the best mattifying powder out of everything that I've tried, drugstore and high-end. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte Translucent Powder. This retails for $3.99. And it's honestly the greatest. I like to just press it around the areas where I just do not want anything to break up and I do not want shine throughout the day. So the tip of the nose, around the mouth for me, the chin, and right here in the center of the forehead. And I don't really like dust it, I just take it and press this into the skin. It works best right after setting the skin with setting spray because the setting spray leaves your skin a little bit damp, and then when you press the powder in, it just melts in and mattifies. But it doesn't look powdery, if that makes sense. Alright, you guys, that completes this makeup look. I honestly am obsessed with it. I don't know if I've used all of these products all at once before, so I love how they all look together. I hope you guys found this helpful, and honestly, again, it just goes to show you that you do not have to spend an arm and a leg to achieve amazing results with your makeup. I hope this is proof, and hopefully it's reassuring for you guys with all of these new makeup launches, especially high-end makeup launches, that if you don't want to spend your money on a high-end product, you don't have to. You can have the exact same results and feel really beautiful and feel really confident in yourself and also in the products that you use with things from the drugstore. I'm obsessed with this. Like, I love how good this looks and how cheap everything was. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. PST, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. Leave a comment down below letting me know what your favorite, most affordable product is, because you guys know I love to hear from you and I need to know what you guys love from the drugstore. That's it for today. I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye. Well, how long was that there? Was that a brow hair, an eyelash? Oh dear.